Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. Konnichiwa, listeners. 40-Year-Old Boy listeners, 40-Year-Old Boy Army, Westside 86 Jokers, and everybody else who's tuned in. This is a 40-Year-Old Boy minisode from Tokyo, as indicated by the new theme song that you heard and the artwork you got staring you in the face. And I know I said I'd be doing these every day, but here's the thing. When I got to town, I found out that the Japanese... I got to town, by the way. I called Japan a town. You know Japantown? That's where Johnny LaRue had a crane shot, and that was Polynesian Town. Go look it up. It's on SCTV. That was on my last big trip, and I went to Canada in the summer. Hi, Ken. Hey, I want to come back up this summer, Ken. Let me know. Send me a note. If you still listen to the show, you may have bailed on it after I left in the summer, because I'm finding that out, too. A lot of people, because I'm in Japan, as you know. Did I mention that yet? I should have. And I got to watch. All right, let's talk about. Well, first of all, let me talk about. No, Ken. No, this is the time. Honestly, I won't lie. This is like the 12th time I've started this fucking broadcast, and I've gotten like 1 minute, 5 minutes in, and I keep stopping because I don't think I'm doing it justice. And it's a mini-sode, so I'm trying to cram in too much stuff, and I'm talking way too fucking fast, and I'm trying to get to, and then, you know how my head works. I wind up talking about things that don't even fucking matter, and then all of a sudden, we get like 6 minutes in, I haven't even mentioned fucking Japan, and it's like, dude, no, that's the whole point of doing these. And they're all supposed to be clean and kind of sharp about fucking Japan. And yet you want me here, I'm swearing at fucking whatever time it is at night, and the Japanese government frowns on that. I should have, and also this Airbnb frowns on it. When I got to town, look, that's another thing. All right, let me stop. Let me try to tackle as many fucking things, the prongs of this fork, as I possibly can. I am right now in an Airbnb in Tokyo, Japan. I don't know, Tokatayo, I think it is. I'm in an Airbnb with 4 other dudes. So it's not like I'm in a fucking broadcasting center. I'm not at a desk, which is weird. You would think the Japanese government would have known I was coming to town and said, oh my God, the super angry Gaijin happy good time yelling hour is here. We must give him a spot to broadcast. Unfortunately, they were not alerted ahead of time about my arrival. So here I am crammed to an Airbnb. And now there are people, of course, they're staying not only in this fucking apartment, but they're in the entire building. And I'm shouting and swearing at a late moment. And also the Airbnb instructions said, please, no late night parties or yelling. She probably after this will also put, please, no late night super angry Gaijin happy good time yelling hours, because I'm sure the people in this fucking building are going to complain that I'm shouting through these rice paper walls and they can fucking hear me. And that's wrong. It's a sturdy place. I want to knock on the wall. I just did. I don't know who's next door, and they might go, oh my gosh, who's that? Is that the super angry Gaijin happy good time yelling hour knocking on my wall? It is, of course. I'm like Krampus in Japan. Do you know that? Over here, if you're good, if your kids are good, then Santa comes along, Father Dojo Christmas, and he gives you fucking presents. However, if you're bad little boys and girls, well, the super angry Gaijin comes along and he picks you up and swallows you whole. And then he takes you to America, and you have to listen to him talk over and over. Your ghost inhabits his fat stomach as he sits there and he talks, and you hear his voice echoing off the walls, and you can't escape, Ringu. Hi. So I'm sitting in a fucking bed is my point. I'm because again, there's 4 other dudes in this Airbnb, and 3 of them have gone to eat. Ahmad is in the other room. Ahmad 7. He's in the other room with his earbuds in, so he's not listening to me fucking broadcast. But any moment now, Khalid and regular Abdullah and Mohammed will be here, and they will be paying attention to this broadcast as they hear it through the walls, and they play Tekken 7. And by playing Tekken 7, Khalid will be playing Tekken 7. No other people are allowed to play Tekken 7. Khalid is the only one. Ahmad likes to play Tekken 7. No, I'm sorry, you cannot. Khalid is the one. He is the only one who can play Tekken 7. He suits up Lee in his tuxedo and tails, and he beats the shit out of a bunch of fucking American Joes and bears. Tekken 7, look, I'm learning a lot about Tekken 7, and it's good that I know this, because with the fucking Evo coming up in a couple of weeks, isn't that weird, a couple of weeks? I'm here for like 2 more weeks. I get to watch Tekken 7, and I'm getting an education as I watch these guys fight. And, you know, they fight people online. But when you're not fighting, you're in training in Tekken 7. It's a video game, so you learn moves. But they always give you, like, Tekken 7 either gives you, like, a hot chick to beat up or a bear. It's the weirdest fucking situation. Every time I see them training, they're fighting a hot girl or they're fighting a panda. There's literally a panda, there's a bear, and then there's a bunch of hot girls. And also, get this, you can customize your Tekken your costumes, you know, when you have a fighter that you're fighting over the place. And some of the people, when they choose the hot chicks, guess what? They fight in like really tiny bikinis and thongs. That's not too unexciting for me to watch. And I will tell you this, the friends of mine from Kuwait, they're not used to a guy just jerking off during a video game, which is strange. You would think by this point, they would think to themselves, well, Mike's probably going to jerk off during this game. They've known me long enough. They've seen me on 2 trips out to their country. And also in Japan, fucking anything goes. I can jerk off anywhere I want, video game or not. That's probably a lie. I haven't tried it yet. All right, so let's talk. Let's do this, folks. I'm in a bed, like I said. I'm not broadcasting. So there might be a lot of shifting noise and a lot of microphone touching because I'm I'm sitting up with two pillows in my lap and and the microphone just sitting here. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping you're hearing me. I think I'm close enough. I don't know if I am or I'm not. But I will tell you, look, I've done a show in a bed before for you guys. Fuck, I've done a show naked in a bed for you guys. But then I was holding a phone and there wasn't a lot of surface noise. There was a dog barking, certainly, and I was talking into the fucking phone. But here, the microphone is perched precariously on this pillow. And so if I move, it's going to shift and I'm going to have to grab it. And I might have to grab it and move it anyway because my legs, dudes. All right, anybody who's in the Little Attaboys Schmidt Brigade, and they're all trying to, or Little Schmitty's Attaboy Brigade, or whatever the fuck we're calling it, anybody who's in that, they can see on the Fitbit challenges who's walking, who's not. And I've walked probably fucking 15 miles just in 3 days being here. That might be a short estimate. I don't look. I just let the Fitbit do the work. I let the Fitbit do the talking. Let the Fitbit. That's my favorite Aerosmith song. So let me paint a picture for you. Because I'm getting ahead of myself. This is the thing is I wish I could be more focused for you guys and tell you exactly the things I need to tell you. So I will try to do that now. But although it doesn't really matter, because a lot of you guys, this is funny. I keep putting pictures of Japan on social media. I put it on Instagram. I'm using Snapchat like a good guy, even though I'm 50 and they're going to arrest me for using fucking Snapchat at some point. But I'm using Snapchat. I'm using Instagram. I even tweeted something from Tokyo, but also Facebook, and I'm putting a lot of stuff in the Joker's page. And also I will, if you notice, I've stopped, and I will tell you, well, fuck, I'll just talk about this for just a second. I posted stuff from the trip on Facebook and on Instagram, and I thought I was doing a good job because, again, I have so much Kuwait stuff that I never posted, and it's still sitting in my phone. So I'm like, I'm just going to fucking fire away. Anywhere I go, whatever I do, I'm going to try to put it up. And then I heard from Gio, superfan Gio, not superfan of me, but superfan of others, but he's now the internet brains of the outfit. And we just got a note from YouTube. I don't know if you know what YouTube does, but they were like, hey, we got news for you, users of YouTube. You can no longer monetize your channel if you don't have 1,000 subscribers. And you have to have over 4,000 hours of viewing time. And I saw that, and I forwarded it to Gio, and I went, well, it was fun while it lasted. Sorry you did all that work. Because I just, I'm a fatalist. I just give it up. And he writes me, hold on, we're shifting, we're moving. There may be microphone surface noise, but I have to move because my fucking legs are fried, and I have them kind of crossed. All right, hi. So I sent that to Gio, and Gio's like, dude, what are you talking about? He goes, you've got 650 subscribers or whatever. We just need to get 350 of your fans to fucking subscribe. And I go, yeah, but dude, you got to have 4,000 listening hours too. He goes, you have over 50,000 hours listened already, which was shocking to me. I don't know who the fuck is wasting their time doing that. And I'm joking. It's not a waste of time. It's just, I didn't realize we had that much. So it made it sound doable. So listen to this. I haven't even told you anything about fucking Japan, and now I'm begging you for something, and it's fucking ridiculous. If you do not subscribe to the YouTube channel, could you do that? It costs nothing. And, I got a month to get another 350 people, and once those people subscribe, then I can still monetize my videos. And it's just fucking stupid that I have to ask you for this again with all the other stuff that I ask you for and the stuff that you've provided for me, and you're so cool and reached out and helped me out. But if you don't subscribe, again, it costs you nothing. Just go to YouTube and click subscribe on my channel. So once I get to 1,000, then I don't even need any more. I'd like more, certainly. But so anyway, so that's the point. So YouTube, I need to get more people to subscribe. And that way I can continue to monetize the channel, and then we can continue to do more stuff going forward, and hopefully it'll still be there, whatever. If you can do that for me, that would be great, because it costs you nothing. You go to the YouTube channel, click, there you go, you subscribe. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, Mike, it's only your audio content over there. Well, yeah, there's some videos and stuff like that, but you're right. It's audio content mainly. However, I will say this. This is why I haven't put up any video from fucking Japan since the first day, because Gio is like, dude, you should be posting everything on YouTube. Like, if you don't realize that, post it on YouTube and then put the links on Instagram and the links on Facebook. And then when people watch it on Instagram and Facebook, you're getting watches. Which yes, I know I'm supposed to be doing that, because this is the thing. In 2018, I vowed to be better at business, and I vowed to make this my job. Not only the show, but talking to you guys and monetizing across all platforms and doing the best I can to reach out and do everything I can. And I thought I was doing a good job on my first section of trip here, because I'm sending out videos, I'm putting up posts and photos, and I'm like, I'm keeping people engaged. It's fucking fantastic. And look, it's not hard to do that. But it's just in the moment of when you've got 4 other dudes and you're like, hold on a second, fellas, I've got to video myself at the temple. You know what I mean? They're just like, all right. And they get it. They walk up and do their thing. But you just feel like such a fucking stick in the mud going, hold on a second, fellas, I've got to film this person who's making me laugh at their hat. But that's what it's about, folks. And I know I want to bring you in and make you included in this trip and all sorts of trips and anything else that I fucking do. So here's my, again, that's the one fucking plea I'll throw to you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right. If you do, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. And if you don't, it costs you nothing, man. Go to my YouTube channel and just click subscribe and never fucking visit it again. If you want to listen, you want to watch stuff, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. I can't believe I just spent a huge chunk of the fucking Japan mini-sode telling you to subscribe at YouTube, but YouTube just sent this inconveniently while I was out of fucking town. So I'm here, I'm talking to you from a bed because, again, like I said, it's an Airbnb and the guys are busy doing their business. And by the way, it's a bed in Japan, so I now have 2 women walking on my back while I'm doing this show. I don't know if you know that. It's just the law. Whenever you're in a bed in Japan, if you're a guy, you got to have 2 women walking on your back. It's perfect. And I will right now, hold on a second, move a little bit to the left there, Ikari. All right, thank you. You know what? Actually, I could really use a chick walking on my back or 2 or fucking just... I could just use a Nuru massage. That would have been fucking awesome. That was something actually, dude, I got that for my birthday. Like a couple years ago, Jill gave me a Nuru massage set and then everything went to hell and we didn't get to use it. I'm like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. It's like a mat and a fucking thing and she's going to roll around on me naked. It would have been fucking awesome and I would have loved it and I don't think about it every goddamn fucking day. But now I'm in Japan. I'm in the home of the Nuru. Perhaps I should Google it and try to find some Nuru people. I don't care. A dude. At this point, I want a dude Nuru. I'll take a Duru. Give me a Duru. A new dude Duru. That's fine. A dude Nuru. I'll accept it just to get the Nuru experience. But so I'm. The point is, I need somebody to walk on my back or massage me because I've walked so many fucking miles in the time that I've been here. Like I said, the Fitbit challenge. You can check it out. And it's that thing where it starts out fine, and then after about 4 hours, 5 hours, because dudes, look, I've let it go, man. I really fucking let it go, and so I've wound up pounding the pavement at 300. I'm 350. That's where I'm at. When I left, I weighed myself before I left California, and I was 350. And you know what I've just done? I lied to you guys. I'm gonna fucking tell you. I was 360 when I left LA. I got on the scale, and I went, "You got to be fucking kidding me! 360. That's fucking ridiculous." You know what? I should get up to 454. That's my goal weight. I'm going to get to 454 to match once again the nickname I had acquired before. No, 360, but I thought it was good because, with a 360, that indicates exactly what my life has done. I went way up to 5 bills and then I spun it around and back, and now I've done a 360 to get back up to 360. And now I got it. And so that's why we have the Little Schmitty's Attaboy Fit Brigade. That's why we have that. So I can go ahead and do that. So I came here and I knew physically it was probably going to be a challenge, but I was ready for it. I push myself to walk all the fucking time. That's not a problem. And Tokyo weather here it's about 50 to 55 degrees. And all I brought were hoodies. So it's not like I'm sweating when I'm walking, but still, man, fucking my legs are throbbing and it's just years of damage to your fucking body. My knees and my feet are the problem. My fucking hips, everything else is fine, but it's knees and feet because every time you take a fucking step, that's 350 fucking pounds just clotting down. And by 350, I mean 360, clomping down on your goddamn fucking soles of your feet. And, I brought walking shoes too, so I've been switching shoes. I'm an old man. I have pediatric shoes or whatever the fuck, or I don't know pediatric shoes. That means I have little kid shoes. Maybe that's the problem. That's why my feet hurt so fucking bad. I've got my feet jammed into fucking little kid bronze booties. See, you don't wear bronze booties ever, especially in the rain. When you're walking in the rain. Hi, orange juice. I saw you and him. All right, so like a cornflake without the milk. What if I did that whole song? All right, so I'm in a bed in Japan, in Tokyo, I think. I'll give you a thumbnail. So here's the thing. I've been putting a bunch of stuff up, but also I have my phone filled with the last couple of days. But Gio's like, dude, you got to put it up through YouTube, which is fine. However, fucking YouTube doesn't make it easy. Like I can't just upload something from my phone to YouTube. So I wrote him, and again, with the time difference, that's the fucking problem. I write him and I go, dude, I just tried to fucking do this. Well, again, I don't realize I'm writing the fucking guy at 6 a.m., and either he's working at his gig or he's got some other stuff going on. He can't answer me right away. And then I wind up going out, and then when I come home, I miss him again. It's ships passing in the fucking Japanese night, folks. So he writes me back, and he's like, download the YouTube Google Capture app. Some fucking bullshit. And like I said, now it's 9 steps. I was telling Ahmad, we're on the fucking subway, and I'm explaining to him, I got to record, I got to do this, I got to do that. And he goes, well, just fucking do it. I go, it's not that easy. You got to fucking download this and do that and post this and everything. I go, if it was just one fucking button, I'd be fine. I could do it immediately. Because with Facebook, it's one button. With Instagram, it's one fucking button. It takes fucking 12 seconds. However, to try to monetize my life and make this my job, I have to go through YouTube, and so they don't make it easy. So I finally, this afternoon, I wrote them, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I downloaded Video Editor, but it's $10 a month. And I know you're thinking $10 a month is not that big a deal, and you're probably right. But then he wrote me back, he's like, don't use that. It's not what you want or you need. I guess they discontinued the YouTube Google Capture app. He goes, so what you want to do is film directly through the YouTube app. So then I'm going to have to film directly through the YouTube app. And then I just went, dude, could they make this harder? Could they make this fucking harder for me? And I know what you're thinking. It's not hard at all. Just film through the fucking YouTube app. Yes, except I don't want to sit down. I'm at the Tokyo Dome. I'm in the shadow of the Tokyo Dome. And I'm going to fucking go ahead and look at my phone and go, well, here's the YouTube app, and let me punch this magnifying glass and then do this. It's just, give me a fucking tutorial. Let me push one fucking button and make it work. How come the whole world doesn't exist to fucking make me happy, right? How come the whole world doesn't exist to make things easy for me? Don't you fucking understand? I'm dumb. You got to point me in the right way. I need a fucking online Sherpa to let me post videos because people want to see me in Japan saying arigato to fucking strangers. That's the whole point of this entire exercise. I came here to arigato a bunch of fucking strangers, and you guys would have been fucking riding the lightning with me. But unfortunately, YouTube didn't make it easy. This mini-sode is getting maxi. So, because I haven't even talked about anything in Japan yet, except for the fact that I was in the shadow of the Tokyo Dome, which that probably should be the name of the show, I would imagine. And I just read a thing where everybody's like, you know, it's really shitty in podcasts, like when podcasters say that's the name of the show in the middle of the show. And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, with 5 dudes, maybe I could see that. But if there's one dude who's got to try to remember this shit all the fucking time, maybe you give him a break. Maybe you cut him some goddamn slack. Maybe you realize he's recording in a bed in Takayajuru or wherever the fuck I am, staring at a sumo wrestler across the wall from me. And that's totally true. There's a sumo wrestler painting directly across from me, along with the signs for wind and zen and some bamboo reeds. This woman got to the Airbnb, and Amai goes, yeah, the woman said that she kind of went overboard. And I'm like, you think? There's Japanese lanterns. There's the fucking... there's weird mats, that you don't need. The couches are all low. Dude, this entire fucking country needs a watch your head sign. I gotta be honest with you. I mean, I'm 6'2", and we get in the subway. The only person taller than me is Ahmad. He's got an inch on me. So it's like we're standing next to one another, just two lunkheads riding the subway, looking down at people's scalps. And it's which is fine. I mean, look, be a short country. I don't give a fuck. But it's still a magical land. I don't want to make it sound like I'm having a bad time. I'm having the fucking most amazing time ever. So, like I said, we'll call this a mini-sode. I've gone way too fucking long as far as I in my head, I'm like, I can keep it to 20 minutes. I just looked at the fucking thing. We're at like 15. I don't have my glasses on. All right. Oh, I'm old. I need fucking pediatric shoes and glasses. The oldest man. You know what? Just give me it's seppuku. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fucking harikiri the shit out of myself. Somebody get me a katana and let me fucking end it right here. That's the noble thing to do, right? Just fucking, I'm in the land of it. Why not just go ahead and take that extra step and just fucking gas myself? Give myself the gas face. Maybe me in third base. Maybe I'll call up the professor. Maybe I'll call up Pete Nice. Why not? Maybe I'll call up MC Search. One of those guys is a fucking, he became like a baseball investor, and the other guy, he went off the rails, right? Or is one of them a cool guy, or he's a comedy guy? I don't fucking know. I can't do the research. Go ahead and look up third base and let me know what the fuck happened to him. I should probably talk about Japan, right? Because I'm here. I will give you a thumbnail because I don't want to fucking make it this crazy thing, but I flew Sunday in America. I had an 11 a.m. flight. So I actually drove Uber all night Saturday night to try to make some cash and compile a war chest as I said I would. And I got home, I packed, I went to the airport, I flew from LAX, and I will tell you this, I flew United Airlines out here. When I fly to Kuwait, when I've flown to Kuwait the 2 times, I don't want to make it sound like I'm fucking going back and forth every goddamn month. I've flown Emirates Airlines. They were my choice. Because the wait staff all looks like they are ready to kill Matt Helm with their fucking gorgeous scarves. And it just, the accommodations, they've got these video things on the back of the fucking, the seats. I can't, the luxury of an Emirates flight. And I explained it to you when I went to Kuwait before. They woke me up to feed me. They let me go to sleep. They woke me up to feed me again. I woke up and I missed a meal. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I missed snack is what I missed. She came over with like 9 candy bars and an orange. I mean, just fucking amazing on Emirates. And by the way, that's probably why I weigh 360 fucking pounds. I'm eating 9 candy bars on a 19-hour flight, and I won't get up and walk around. But this flight was a little lower. It was a 13-hour flight, and it was United Airlines. And I don't know if you're aware of this. American Airlines hate you. And I don't mean just American Airlines, the company. I mean all American airlines hate you. Southwest, Spirit, United, Delta, All of them have nothing but contempt for their customers, and they cannot wait until they can figure out a way to cut the customer out of the equation. That's right. I'm not joking. The airlines would prefer to fly empty planes cross country and still take your money somehow. If there was a way they could convince you to pay for a ticket, like $400, and then not take you where you were going, just let you stay at home. That's the ideal business model. Not only for airlines, but probably for every business in the world. I won't lie, but the airlines especially. And I'm willing to bet they've got scientists working on it as we speak. Is there a way we can somehow get the consumer to pay us for tickets that don't exist for trips that never take place? We would love to do that. Because, when you got on their plane, they beat the hell out of you. Or they fucking jam you into you're jammed into a seat and whatever. So imagine 13 hours on a flight from an American plane. So I get on the United plane. I've got seat 36L, which of course, you know me, right-hand side of the plane window. And when I was checking in, I said to myself, man, I hope to God nobody's sitting next to me, because I've been very lucky in my Kuwait flights. From Dubai to Kuwait, Kuwait to Dubai, there have been people sitting next to me. But all of my America, Dubai, America flights, nobody sitting next to me. Lots of elbow room for me, which is good for me and good for the person. And by the way, when I was flying to Kuwait, I was probably about 80 pounds fucking lighter than I am now, for fuck's sake. Dude, 360. That means I was 254. I got down to 254 before I hit the fucking rocks. So that means 6. Dude, I put on 106 pounds in like a year and a half. Since, I don't even fucking, what a piece of garbage. And my fucking legs are yelling at me the whole fucking time. My knees are furious. My feet and my knees are just going to leave in the middle of the night. And then my thigh bone will connect directly to my calf bone. My calf bone connect to nothing. I'll just be, because my knees and my fucking feet just took off. My ankle bone connects to my calf bone connects to my thigh bone. And then that's it. I've just got to wheel myself around in a cart. Or get a Jazzy. I was going to say a Zippy. They should change the name of the Jazzy to a Zippy. I'd get that in a fucking minute, right? If they had because a Jazzy, that doesn't sound bad. But if you got a Zippy, dude, give me where's my Zippy? Gas up the Zippy. We're going to Walmart. All right. So, idiot. I'm on the plane, United. And when I checked in, there was somebody sitting next to me, and I'm like, fuck, that's no good. No good for me, no good for them, no good for the world. And just because the collective black cloud between the two of us as we brood over our situation would be flown all over the world as we took that flight. It would just be like this traveling tube of rage as the two of us are ready to decide when we're going to kill the other and eat the other for sustenance. And I'm sure you're thinking the odds are much better that I'm going to eat a guy at 360. It depends on who sits next to me, though. Greg could be a big fat dude. If he's 440, that guy's going to fucking let me have it. We're combined 8, and he's going to eat 360 of it in flight. So I get on the fucking plane, and I immediately sit down and I put up the armrest because that's the first thing I do. It's my way of marking my territory. Now, if the person who sits next to me wants to put the armrest down, I get it. I totally get it. It's just, unfortunately, my amorphous body will swallow up that fucking arm. Because it's like I told you, I'm like half muscle, half fat. Not even. Maybe, yeah, that's close. 60-40 fat these days, probably. But fucking, unfortunately, it's like it doesn't help him either way, because when you put down the fucking armrest, I'm just going to ooze into his seat like a fucking villain in Dungeons and Dragons that you can't blow up. You have to fucking somehow freeze it and then shatter it because it's an oozer. You can't shoot an oozer and explode it because it just turns into a bunch of more oozers. You can't blow up the blob because then you just got 1,000 blobs. Look, we all watched the blob. We know this. If the blob is there, you cannot blow up the blob because all you're doing is making more blobs. A fuck ton of blobs, quite frankly. Throw dynamite into the blob, see what happens. You know what happens? Blows up, blob all over town. All those blobs either become individual blobs or they combine to become the blob again. Because you haven't really destroyed them. You just blew up the blob. You just scattered them. You scattered the blob all over the joint. That's actually a pretty good question. If you blew up the blob, is the blob like a hive mind? Like, do all of the blobs that have been created from the blob explosion get back together to become the giant blob again? Or do they realize that becoming individual blobs, they will be able to take over the world that much sooner, right? And what is the blob's end game? He just wants to eat everybody. Because I always talk about it with like Terminator and all these fucking things. You could explain it away. And the blob he's just an unerring killing machine. The blob just wants to eat people. And there's a lot of people on Earth to eat. And a lot of animals and stuff. Because remember I said the Terminators, they kill the humans and then what? Robots look around and just go, ha-ha, we've defeated them. And then they just get fat. You know what they all do? They balloon up to 360 sitting on the fucking couch because there's nothing else to do. They can't kill humans. You just got a bunch of fat robots around. But with the blob, see, he just goes ahead and eats everything. Every organism, every fly, every flea, every mite, every bedbug, every deer, every rabbit, every human. The blob is just rolling all all over the goddamn place. And the blob won't be happy until it encases the entire Earth in a giant blobby type shell. And it makes the world just like a gross M&M. Oh man, the blob. I don't know if he's thinking about that. Is he just a killing machine who eats? Or does the blob think? Does the blob, because again, that gets back to our original question. If the blob has exploded, does he call everybody back hive mind style and become the giant blob again? Or does he realize he's that much more difficult to defeat by becoming 1,000 different small blobs and then they can kill the Earth that much faster? We have to call in some blob scientists. You know what we need to do? We need to find our best blob experts and ask them this. We have to have a round table and have a discussion of this blob instance. And I'll tell you what, if there's going to be a round table of the blob, it's got to be in Japan, right? There's got to be a bunch of blob experts somewhere here. I can go ahead and find those dudes and have a chat. Well, I wonder what prefecture they would have the blob museum, because they got all sorts of fucking museums out here that I'm fucking going to find. All right, hold on, I'm moving the microphone. That's noise. What was I talking about? How the fuck did I get on that? Oh, we're on a plane. Oh, yes, we're flying on a plane. Fly, 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 fly. So I'm on the plane. I put up the armrest. You know, again, because like I said, I don't want to ooze into the guy's seat. And sure enough, there's a guy in the aisle seat, and then there's just a middle seat waiting for someone else to come and take it. And eventually, finally, this poor little man, he didn't look full blown Japanese. I don't know what that means, but he was part Asian. He had some Asian in him. Maybe even that day, quite frankly. That's right. So he wanders into the medium seat, and I look at him and I go, look, man, I am really sorry about this. He goes, oh, man, don't worry about it. I go, no, I know what a drag this is. I go, if you want to put the armrest down, you can. I know this is terrible. And I go, and for 13 hours, it's going to be even more terrible than you can imagine. I'm like threatening this guy. Like, because then it just sounds like I'm going to roll over on top of him. I guess I should probably dial it down a bit and just go, hey, man, I apologize. But I basically talked him into being terrified. So he goes, no, man, we'll make it work. It's no problem. So then he puts down his tray table and he immediately starts working on his computer. We haven't even disembarked from the gate. The luggage isn't even on the plane yet. And this guy's going to go ahead and type up a report on a Sunday morning. I'm like, all right, maybe we throttle it down here, fucking Don Draper. Nobody needs your goddamn report this early on a Sunday. And maybe he thinks he's not going to be able to knock it out in the air. Or maybe he realizes, you know what, I better knock this report out before this guy suffocates me in the middle of the sky. But perhaps he was typing out a last will and testament because he knew that things are going to be bad and I would eat him in mid-flight. Who knows what this guy was thinking? I certainly didn't get to pick his brain because he immediately dove into a fucking laptop and started clacking away. So they're giving the announcements and they're talking about this. And I should tell you this, by the way, I didn't sleep Saturday night. And I know you're not surprised. I drove all night Saturday night and then I got home and I was like, well, fuck, what am I going to do? Get 2 hours of fucking sleep? No. So I finished packing. I did what I needed to do. I shaved. And I got dressed and I called an Uber and I got taken, or I called a Lyft. I apologize. Uber was too expensive. So I took a Lyft. I took Timothy. That's right. I got an American guy to take me to the airport. We had a nice chat and conversation. You know why we did? Because I got to sit in the back seat. He didn't have to sit next to me and put up the armrest and have me ooze into his driver's seat. That's why it was a nice conversation. Otherwise, he just fucking starts honking the horn and yelling. So I'm there on the plane and I lean over as far as I can. Like if I could go out on the fucking wing, I would. Believe me, I'm embarrassed that I've come to this. I'm angry at myself that I've come to this point. I don't like how I look or how I feel. I would like to change that, and I'm trying to change that. I lifted, I would tell you this. I lifted all last week. Cardio is still a coin flip, although I'm certainly taking care of that this fucking week. But I'm trying to get everything aligned in a position you know this, you hear it every fucking week. So that's all. So that's where we're at with that. But I mean, it still doesn't help. So I'm sitting there, he's clacking away. And since I hadn't slept, my whole plan was just put on some fucking earbuds and crash. And I made a new playlist just for the flight. And I know you're thinking it's probably Turning Japanese by the Vapors 175 times. No, you're incorrect. It's 174 times. Although, you know what? That's really a waste. If you make a playlist of 175 copies of the Vapors doing Turning Japanese, I get news for you. Just play it once and hit repeat. That's all you got to do. Quit making that weird Japanese Turning Japanese playlist. You don't need it, friend. You just need to fucking play it once and hit it on loop and then go to sleep. Unless you want to mix in some other Japanese classics like Loudness and Rock and Roll Crazy Nights. You're the heroes tonight. You know that. I need more references for heavy metal. All right. So the playlist was, it was Pete Townsend because I was driving on Saturday night and the song, Give Blood off of White City, which is like a Pete Townsend solo album from the middle of the 80s. And it hit me in a way, because I in my head, I'm like, God damn, because I remember having the cassette and just fucking loving it. And it hit me because I hadn't heard that song in, it's got to be, I'm going to say 10, 15 years. So it's playing, and I crank it up. And every time I got to pick somebody up, I have to turn it down. But then, because satellite radio, it preserves things for an hour. Like you have an hour of airtime, you can keep rewinding. So every time I drop the person off, I'd jump back to Give Blood and just listen to it over again until I could listen to the whole fucking song. And I'd listen to it back to back, and then I pick a new person up, and you don't care. But it made me realize, well, fuck, I gotta get that album. So when I got home in that intervening time before going to bed, I said, I'm gonna look up some Pete Townsend. So it turns out I actually have White City on my motherfucking iTunes. And I'm like, how do I never listen to this? So I realized I've got all of Pete Townsend's solo albums. So I go, all right, fuck this playlist. And I made a Pete and Friends playlist, and it's all the Pete albums, it's all the Who albums, it's all the Queen albums. Because man, I'm like, I haven't really listened in depth to like Queen album cuts in a really long time. You know, you hear the same fucking 15 songs. Queen, that's high, probably the same 10 songs. But I'm like, fuck, I'm just going to listen to all this shit. I'm going to listen to Dragon Attack. I'm going to listen to all this stuff. I'm going to listen to fucking News of the World. I'm going to listen to the whole album, everything. And I made this giant playlist. And then guess what? I slept through a gigantic fucking chunk of it. I'm like, why would you do this and make this playlist and not listen to it? You don't care. This mini-sode is going too long. So I haven't even gotten here to this country yet. So the point is, I go to sleep. I wake up, I've missed a meal, but more than a meal, you know what I missed? I missed the guy sitting next to me escaping the flight. He's gone. And in my head, I'm like, well, maybe he's in the bathroom. No, because his bag is gone. And then I'm like, well, maybe he put his laptop up. But no, his laptop was so important to him. There's no way he shelved it. He would have kept it at his feet. And so I wake up, and they're coming through with the drink service, and they're not up to me yet. But in my head, I'm like, because the guy next to me is eating. I will tell you, the Japanese dude who's on the aisle, he's got his surgical mask on, and he's banging food into his mouth underneath it, which is really weird. Just take the fucking mask off, dude. You're not going to get a germ while you're eating unless you're eating germs. But instead he kept pulling it up, and that was the weird thing, not pulling it down, pulling it up and sliding the food in and putting the mask over it and chewing with the mask on. And then in my head, I'm like, oh man, your breath, dude, is going to stink of airline food this entire goddamn trip, and you're trapping it in there with the surgical mask. Grim. And also, that wiped out any hope of me making out with that dude for the flight. I'm like, you know what? I thought I'd give him a shot. But now that he's up there munching on airline food and breathing it back into his face in a goddamn circuitous fashion, not happening. So, hold on. Can you hear Japanese sirens? Awesome. You know what? That's actually the cops coming here to tell me to shut the fuck up. They're like, we told you. No super angry guys. You can have a good time yelling at her this late at night. So it turns out the guy, I fucking wait, and he never comes back. The dude just disappeared. Now, look, here's my favorite part. The flight was full. I know when I checked in. There was not an empty seat as far as I know. So I like to think that in the middle of my sleeping, he went and grabbed a parachute and just leaped to his fucking safety. He just said, you know what? Or not even a parachute. He just leaped to his death. He banged out that final report or wrote his final will and testament and then said, adios, open a door, and then just jumped the fuck off while I slept there with White City blaring in my goddamn ears. But he was gone, and it was fine with me because I don't give a fuck. Now it's sprawl out time, man. I got all the fucking room in the world. Now I can ooze into all of the seats. I can ooze under your surgical mask. I can ooze everywhere, goddammit. Like I said, man, I'm like carved out of wood, but I'm just wrapped in fucking baloney. It's terrible. Oh, and so much fucking baloney. My throat just made a horrible noise, and I want to go back and edit it out, and I can't because I can't, like, I was talking, so it'll be this weird startup point, and you'll have to hear me edit. Nobody wants to hear me fucking edit. And it's a mini-sode. There's no editing in a mini-sode. So fuck. Do I just blaze through this, or do I live in it? I should just rampage through it and just tell you what the fuck. So I'm flying. We're there. We do the thing. The chick comes by, and I'm like, hey, is there a way I can get food? And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, I was asleep. And she goes, well, I mean, you were sleeping. Like this, dude, on Emirates, like I said, they woke me up, gave me 9 candy bars and an orange and a fucking hand job. This woman is like, well, you were sleeping. And I'm like, well, what, did you give my meal to somebody else? What the fuck? You had a head count. You knew I was fucking in this fucking plane. But I kind of just gave her the side eye, like, really? And she goes, oh, okay. Well, like she conceded. What would you like? I was like, what did you guys have? She goes, well, we had teriyaki or we had chicken and rice. Now, I'm going to Japan. You tell me what I'm going to fucking order. But still, I would like a little more information. So I said, chicken and rice? Like, is it a sauce or is it? And she goes, it's chicken and rice. I said, great. What's the teriyaki? Is it like beef or whatever? She goes, it's teriyaki. I'm like, that was it, man. She was giving me nothing because she's in a fucking hurry. She's got the drink cart, and I get this. She's the fucking, sky waitress. She's got to serve everybody their apple juice and go sit the fuck down. It's a 13-hour flight. She's fucking crabby. Because that's another thing, man. The Emirates chicks, they were kind of young, and they were, they were from all different walks of life and certainly different countries. These were the United. I mean, these are just some beaten down women, the women. And I don't mean to be that a mean person, but you could just tell that they were over it. They were over air travel. They were over the magic of planes. They were over the sky. They were over the fact that they spend half of their life that much closer to Jesus than the rest of us. They were done with it. They wanted nothing to do with it. So she kind of gave me attitude, and I went, all right, teriyaki, fuck. That's what, because again, I'm going to Japan. What the fuck am I going to do? So she gives me the teriyaki. Here's what their meal consists of. And I tell you, the Emirates meal, I got a whole roast beast. Actually, literally from Whoville, I got a roast beast on my flight in the Emirates. I got a turducken. You know what? They actually gave me a fucking turducken on one of my flights. They said, here you go, buddy. Turducken and a fork. Go to fucking work. And I did. I did the whole thing. I ate the T, I ate the C, I ate the D, I ate them all. But this lady, she can't be bothered to give me fucking teriyaki. She brings it over. It's like a dish with a foil on top of it. And there's no serving tray. It's plastic forks. You know me. Dude, I'd rather have a cock in my mouth than a plastic fork. But sure enough, that's what they give me. Although I don't know if giving me a cock to eat the teriyaki would have been the better move, but why not? Sorry, moving the microphone around. All right, so she gives me this tray of food. I take the fucking lid off. There's the teriyaki. And it comes with a melon and grape salad, which is fucking horrible because I hate melon. I certainly hate sky melon more than I hate downstairs melon. No drink. And she walks away, and then they come by with the drink cart. I'm like, can I just get an apple juice? That would be fantastic. So I got an apple juice, and then there was a roll, like a crusty roll. So I break the roll in half. I put the butter inside it. I eat that, and I put my fork into this teriyaki. I'm looking for the meat. I'm looking for the chicken. I'm looking for the beef. I'm looking for whatever the fuck they give me. And dudes, here's the deal. When I was on the Emirates flight, again, they had it was like beef or chicken or vegetarian. Well, this fucking chick, she didn't tell me it's chicken and rice. The teriyaki's vegetarian. Like, it's just vegetables and noodles and like spaghetti fucking noodles. It wasn't even like good like ramen noodles. It was just, what a mess it was. It was just, it looked like we stopped while I was asleep. Somehow we had stopped at the Sky 7-Eleven and then poked ourselves in there and went and got like cup of noodles for everybody and poured some teriyaki shit on top of it. I mean, it was just grim. So I ate like one forkful of teriyaki, I ate half a roll, and then I ate the grapes. And I was like, fuck this, I'm crashing. So I put my thing on. Thankfully, the guy wasn't, because that's the thing. Eating is a chore when you're the giantest, fattest fucking guy in the world. So I just put it out. I hope the guys just got home. So you may hear them. That's just the way it is. Again, that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's what Bruce Hornsby taught us. So, little boy can't get a job, and another guy can't go where the others go because you don't look like they do. So, I'm singing Bruce Hornsby in Japan. They're going to come get me. He's outlawed here. You can't sing him or Billy Vera. However, which is weird, you can play the Beaters. You can't sing Billy Vera, but you can do instrumental versions of the Beaters. That's it. Just Billy Vera's outlawed. Billy Vera and Bruce Hornsby. Anybody with a B. Any singer who's got a B in his name in the beginning, right there. They really hate Gerardo. Rico. Yes, I know it's Gerardo. All right, so, God damn, this is supposed to be a mini-sode. See, I'm incapable of doing mini-sodes. This is one of the reasons why when I said I'm going to do these every day, what am I going to do? But I should just do 10-minute updates every goddamn day. Going forward, I will. I can't tomorrow, but I will the rest of the week. And please don't forget to look for my videos on YouTube. Now that I've learned that I have to do that to be a fucking mogul. Apparently I'm Jeff Bezos. I got to go ahead and really make the internet everything I possibly can financially. Because that's my job. Again, like I said, 2018, I want to be serious. I want to be supportive. I'm going to lose a bunch of weight. I want to do a bunch of videos. Look at all the cool things I've got planned. Won't you come along for the ride? As opposed to the people who every time now, whenever I put up that I talk about this, I think I started to allude to it. I put up stuff now on Facebook and people are like, oh man, you're in Japan? I haven't listened to the show for 2 years. I should probably catch up. And it's like, nah, don't bother. There's no reason. Actually, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. Everybody has a different answer. Man, I haven't listened for 12 weeks. I haven't listened for 10 weeks. I haven't listened to the show for fucking 2 years. It's like, well, okay. I don't live here now, but you know what? Here's the thing. It's either like, yeah, you should catch up. You should absolutely catch up. Or maybe you don't fucking catch up. Maybe you just don't fucking listen ever again. You just follow me along visually. You go ahead and check. Or you know what? Here's what you do. Oh, yeah. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh, yes. If you haven't listened to me in 10 weeks, you should absolutely backdoor me through the YouTube channel. That'll work out perfectly for you and me. And that's what it's all about. It's for you and me. That's what we want to work out with. Get to the fucking Japanese. So... I fly the rest of the flight. Everything's fine. My seatmate's gone. I don't know if he's dead or not. But we land in Japan. Everything's fine when I get off the plane. I've got to go to customs, as you know. And I film. So again, like I said, diligently, I know what I have to do. I start filming myself walking off the plane. I film Tokyo stuff. I film the escalator. People are laughing at me because I'm ridiculous. I'm this weird American stereotype who's filming warning signs because they have a Pokemon Go character on there telling you to please hold the handrail because this entire country is drawn. And I don't mean drawn physically, like they have heat stroke. I mean they're just drawn like with a hand. So someone has taken a quill pen and drawn this entire country. So I go to customs, of course, because that's the first thing you got to do. You got to check into customs, and I filled out the form on the plane, absolutely, to tell them that I'm coming from America, like James Brown in Rocky IV or Rocky III. Rocky III. He was coming to America. That's a little later. Coming to America That was also Eddie Murphy. Who's coming from America? Just me. There's no song. Nobody wrote a song for me. I'm just coming from America. Fucking focus, goddammit. All right, so here's the deal. We go to customs. And I filled out the form with everything except where I was staying in Japan because I didn't know where the fuck I was staying in Japan. I knew I was meeting the guys in the airport, and Ahmad had the address of the Airbnb. I never asked for it. Because I don't internationally travel that much, where I should have remembered when I needed to get the visa and stuff. In Kuwait, I had to have Ahmad's address. It was very important. They need to know where you're at in their country. And this is weird. Apparently, the Japanese government also cares about where you are in their country. Weird, right? They just won't let some fucking idiot breeze in and go, yeah, man, I'm just going to walk around and check out a bunch of stuff and I might leave. Who knows? No, they want to know where you're going to be at all fucking times. So they have to have at least a base of operations for you. So I go to the customs thing and I hand the form. There's a lovely Japanese gentleman who doesn't speak any English. And I hand him the form and he goes, ata. And he points. And I said, yes, I don't have an address. And he's like, here. And he hands me the form. So I go to walk and he goes, no. I go, so I can't, what do you mean? And he goes, fill. And I'm like, I can't fill it out. I don't have the address of where I'm staying. And he says, you sit. And I said, and I'm trying to be polite. I'm like, arigato, please, to English, all that dumb shit you do. And he goes, please to sit. And you sit. And he shows me a couch. So I sit on the couch. And I should tell you, this took place at a desk marked interpreter. And in my head, I'm like, if this guy's the interpreter, that is a harbinger of doom for the rest of this fucking trip. Because he's probably a 70-year-old white-haired man. Well, a lovely man doing his job. And he just doesn't want to let the giant fucking American into the country without knowing where he's going to be at all times. And I don't blame them. So again, I'm carrying a microphone. It just all looks weird. So, by the way, I need to know if I hope the microphone's working because TSA molested the fuck out of it. So hopefully I'm being picked up properly and you guys can hear me okay. So, I wait at customs. I'm sitting at the couch and I'm just waiting. And I'm texting furiously Ahmad, hoping he can get my thing on the plane. He's got Wi-Fi or something going, dude, they won't let me in the country. I need the address. And he doesn't give. I even wrote long shot. I need the Airbnb address. He just never answered me. So I'm sitting there, and about 40 minutes goes by. 40 fucking minutes. Now again, that means my bag is downstairs. I don't know what's happening. 2 other flights have come through and gone through customs. And the little Japanese gentleman with the white hair is, I'm not doing anything but sitting on the couch and reading my phone. I'm watching. Honestly, what I'm doing is I'm watching the Vikings final play against the Saints over and over. I'm trying to read as much about that because again, with the time difference, I've landed in the country at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30 in the afternoon, but it's already it's Monday. So whatever, with the time difference and everything, again, 17 hours difference from LA. So I landed on Monday afternoon after leaving Sunday morning. So, I'm looking at my phone, I'm reading, I'm just killing time, and I'm just thinking, well, when Ahmad and the guys get here, they'll meet me at customs and everything will be fine. I mean, because they're not coming to town until 7. So I'm willing to sit there at customs for 4 hours. If I got to do it, I'll do it. 40 minutes goes by, and finally the man comes up to me and he's like, what hey, you must go. And I'm like, go where? I can't, sir. I apologize that I'm bowing and please, I don't, address, I don't. And then it dawns on me, I'm like, you know what? Fuck, I'm going to see a listener while I'm here who lives in Kyoto. Adam and I have been contacted back and forth. So I write him and I'm like, hey, Adam, I have an emergency. They will not let me into the country. I need an address in order to get in. So I didn't hear back from Adam. And 5 minutes later, a gentleman walks up, another white-haired gentleman, very nice Japanese person. And it turns out he is the actual interpreter. I don't know where he's been for 45 minutes, but he walks up and he goes, oh, sir, may I help? Why you stay? And I said, I'm very sorry. I don't have an address of where I'm staying. And he goes, but where are you going to, where you stay? I go, well, we rented an apartment. He goes, with who? I go, just friends. He goes, tourist? I said, yes. And he goes, well, but you have phone number? And I go, I don't have a phone number for, and then it dawns on me, I'm writing Adam on WhatsApp. I've got his phone number. So I go, oh, yes, phone number. Yes, phone number. So I write Adam's name and the phone number. And the guy just looked at it. He goes, oh, okay, very nice, go. I said, really? And he goes, yeah, go, thank you. They just wanted me off their fucking couch. Honestly, because they don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sitting there lurking. They just want me out of their fucking hair. So they send me to the customs guy. I walk over, and he takes my passport. He looks at the fucking thing, and he just like, very nice, thank you, arigato. And I walk off. Dude, I sat there for 45 minutes. The English dude comes over. They have a little commiseration. He looks at me. 3 minutes fucking later, I'm out the door. I'm in the country. And in my head, I'm like, this is either the best or worst system I've ever been a part of in my life, because you won't let me in without an address, but then I just dummy up a fucking phone number. They didn't even check it. They didn't call Adam. They don't have a fucking clue. I guess they just figured that we're allies or we're Americans. I get no idea. Literally, the only reason I'm in Japan right now is because that poor gentleman wanted me off his couch. That was it. He just shooed me away. He couldn't shoo me the other way back to the plains, so he shooed me into the country like a mouse in a maze. No, you go, you go. He just shooed me off into their fucking country. So I walk in, I go to baggage, because I'm meeting the guys. And another place I got to sit down forever. So I walk around. I can't find my fucking suitcase. I'm looking all over. There's like 12 different baggage claims. Finally, I see they roped it off toward the back because nobody claimed it. So they don't know what the fuck's inside it. So I grab it and I pull up a chair. And I sit down and I write a post on the Joker's page. And I'm waiting. I should tell you this. Well, I didn't write the joke. I thought about making a post, but then I was sitting there instead, like I said, going through the phone, reading Twitter, doing this, doing that, all these other fucking things. And then out of nowhere, I don't know why, a woman came and sat down with me. Not right next to me. She sat behind me on another row of chairs. She sat down and she said, hello. And her name was Akari. And she was from Kobe. And she had a surgical mask on, like everybody else in this fucking country. And she said, where are you from? And I said, America. She said, where in America? I said, Los Angeles. She said, oh. And we wound up having a conversation for about a half an hour, talking about Kobe and what I was planning on doing while I was here and where I should go. And she told me the places to be. And I mean, I don't know why she decided. Again, it might have been the novelty of just seeing an American or whatever, because she'd been to America before. But she sat down directly across from me. And about, this is great. About a half hour into our chat, she takes off her surgical mask. Like, she pulled it down to talk to me. And just a cool ass smile. But also it made me feel really great. It felt like she was comfortable around me. And I know that's weird. I'm probably putting a lot more import in this than there is. But in that moment, it felt intimate because we'd been talking. And finally, at about 30 minutes, she just pulls the mask off and she winds up and just, very pretty girl and big smile and just really friendly and nice and could not have been more welcoming and telling me she's happy I'm in Japan and I'm going to have an amazing time and it's going to be so fun. And, my friends are from Kuwait. Oh, that's amazing that they're coming here. And she, just really terrific, really friendly and again, I was happy to be here anyway, but and I was all excited. I'm going, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and look at this and we're going to do this. You're just like fucking 5 years old. And she's like, oh, so nice. Oh, I know where that is. Oh, I've been there. Oh, it's good. You should go here. And it was a really great conversation. She was so nice. So she finally, she was meeting somebody and the person came and grabbed their bag and she hugged them and she went to walk off. And in my head I go, fuck, I should get a photo with her. So as she's walking, I go, Akari. And she's hustling over toward the customs because she's with her friend. They're going to take off. I go, Akari. And she finally turns around. I said, can I get the photo with you? And she's like, oh, yes, please. And she laughed and she came over. And I don't know where they'd been the entire time. But out of nowhere, 3 Japanese guards, I don't know if they're cops or just TSA, their version of TSA, they come swooping out. And they just go, no photos, no photos, no photos. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And they go, no photos. And because we were by the yellow line, by customs. And I said, oh, okay. I go, well, here, come over here, Akari. And her stuff was already at customs, so she was very nice. She walked and took like 10 more steps with me. And then I went to take a photo, and the guy goes, no photos. And I go, well, you said no photos over there. And he goes, no photos in airport, in baggage. I said, no photos in the whole baggage claim? And he goes, no. And I go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Because again, that's all I'm doing is bowing and scraping and apologizing and saying all that kind of shit to everybody. To the point where it's funny. Like a listener to the show is Hannah. And she's really great. And she's like, all right, here's the things you need to know. You need to have these phrases locked and loaded when you get to town. And she told me how to say, of course, arigato. Everybody knows what arigato is. Arigato is thank you. But then there's that, the tagline on arigato is, it's the gozaimasu. Yeah, it's arigato gozaimasu. Gozaimasu, arigato gozaimasu. And then there's doita shima shite. Doita shima shite. That's you're welcome. But she also, because she knows who I am, she knows that I needed gomen nasai. Gomen nasai. I needed that locked and loaded because that's I'm sorry. So I gomen nasai, gomen nasai, gomen nasai. I am saying that. I've said that in my fucking sleep. I was rehearsing it because, again, like I said, I want to have fun here and I want to show respect and I want to be polite and I want this to be magical. I don't want this to be some fucking... I'm not an idiot. I'm not the ugly American who comes to town and tries to hope everything is his way. I want everything to be as fucking Japanese as possible, and I want to try to be out of their way. I don't want to be any trouble. I don't want to be anybody's problem. I don't want to be anybody's story later. That's the thing. I want everybody to be pleasantly surprised at the interaction they had with the fucking gaijin who kept saying, gomen nasai, gomen nasai, gomen nasai. I tried to say it to the guy. I'm like, gomen nasai, and of course they let her go. And then I sat back down. I still had 2.5 hours to kill. So 2.5 hours go by and the guy's plane lands and I don't know where they're at. So I text him like, hey man, I'm in the baggage claim and I don't hear from them. And I use FlightAware and I see where they landed. Their plane's down in Terminal 2 and they're, and so I'm like, all right, well, I'm here in baggage claim. Just meet me when you can. And in the meantime, I see a guard. He starts walking over. And I don't know what he's got planned, but he's walking over. And he comes right up to me because there's nobody else around me. I thought he was going to walk past me, but he comes up and he goes, sir, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? He goes, why are you here? I said, well, I'm waiting for my friends. And he says, what do you mean? And I go, oh, I'm really sorry. Gomen nasai. I stand up and I go, I show him on the flight where I go, my friends are here, and they're, it's here in Terminal 2 and they're coming to get their bags. They just landed. And he goes, yeah, Terminal 1. I said, what? He goes, this is Terminal 1. You need to go Terminal 2. You need to go outside, yellow bus by Gate 6 and take around to, and I'm like, I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Gomen nasai, arigato, gomen nasai, arigato, goshimasu. And I grab my bag and I hustle outside because I got to meet the guys. So I hop on the train and there's only 3 stops at Narita Airport. It's got a train stop and then Terminal 2. So I get off at Terminal 2. And I walk upstairs and I text the guys and I go, all right, I'm here at the international arrivals. I don't know where you guys are at. And I hit send on the text and I hear, Mike. And I turn around and there's regular Abdullah. And the guys are there. They just got their luggage and hugs all around. Time for Japanese adventure to begin. And we split there. We go ahead and we get a router because they bought a router for the fucking trip so we can have fucking Wi-Fi wherever we go, and which is an amazing thing. It's something I never even think about, but they do it all the fucking time. So we get the router. We get on 2 trains. We have to take one train and then another train, and then we get to where we are staying. And I will find out, I promise. For the next mini-sode, I will tell you exactly where we are. Tokoyu, Tokyo. And Anakabasa, I think. Oh man, I could be fucking all this up. I don't know. But as soon as I know, you'll know, and I'll tell you exactly where we are. But we took, like I said, a couple of trains, and we get off in the middle of the city. We come up with just fucking neon and people. And I'll tell you what, we're it's like 9:30 by the time we get to where we're going. And we get out, we emerge from the subway station, and there's still, hundreds of people walking on the street back and forth. And it's just, it's crazy how busy and crowded this fucking place is. So, and I've been in New York, same type of deal, but it's just that any large area, because LA's different. It's sprawling, man. It is all over the place. You got the Valley, you got downtown, you got Hollywood, you got North Hollywood, West Hollywood, you got all these different places, a lot of Hollywoods. You got Santa Monica, Long Beach. It's very sprawling. So there's a lot of people there, but they're very rarely concentrated in one spot at any given time. But, well, let's put it this way. They can be concentrated in one spot at any given time, but not all the fucking time. Like in New York and in Tokyo, where I've been now, where it is just all hours and people wall to fucking wall. So we're schlepping all of our fucking bags, because we're here 2 weeks. So I've got my bag and my computer. A couple of guys have backpacks and other bags, and we're just walking through the streets looking at people just gawking at everything because it's just neon and people. We came out of the fucking train station and emerged in Blade Runner. Chris came by, did a couple of cartwheels. Fucking Rutger Hauer started crying. He let a bird go. We're trying to find where we're staying. And and that's my reference, by the way. Ryan Gosling doesn't make his way into my reference yet. I haven't seen it. All I saw was the big giant naked hologram chick. All right, so we make our way to where we're going, and we wind up, because again, Ahmad is the dad of the trip. I've made him the dad. He's got the subway, he's got the manual, he knows where we're going, he's got the Airbnb information. So we're following his phone, and we get up at the train station, and we had to walk like 15 blocks. We're walking, and we're going here and there, and we think we're here, and then we're like, all right, we'll take a turn, and we go to take a turn, and we go to take another turn. It's just. And it was fun. It was awesome. But also, we're all beat from traveling. We just flown 13 hours. I don't know how long their fucking flight was, but mine was 13. And I'm weak because, again, I only had one fork full of plastic fucking teriyaki, unfortunately. One plastic fork full of teriyaki, I should say. And we're looking for the apartment. We're taking a left. We should have taken a right. We're going here. We're stopping. We're constantly looking. And I'm not getting mad this entire trip. I don't fucking care. I've decided I'm not getting mad. It doesn't make any sense because this is magic. I'm in a magical time in a magical fucking world. So I'm going along with the flow, man. Ahmad's like, let's do this. I go, great, let's walk, let's go here, whatever we got to do. And I if I need something, I'll say, hey, look, I got to stop because my fucking legs or whatever. We've got to grab a seat. But it's not that bad. I'm not an invalid. I can push fucking through it. It's just, sometimes I got to stop and stretch. If we're looking for shit, I'll go, I'm going to grab a seat for a minute and then we'll fucking walk. I don't want to make it sound like I'm a broken man. It's just that I feel it, man. I'm going up and down stairs at the train station and I've got to hold the rail. It's almost like with my left knee, I have to hold the rail because it's like a cane. I need to support myself with my arm. It's fucking embarrassing that I've completely fallen off like this. Because then you get in your mind, am I going to get back? Can I get back? And you're like, well, I've done it before. I've been back there before, but it's a tricky motherfucker. It's different. So we get back, we put our bags in the Airbnb, and we're like, fuck, who's hungry? We're all hungry. And it's fucking Tokyo, man. We're going to go eat. So we wanted to explore a little bit too anyway. So we went out walking, and still tons of people outside. We walk up and down the street. We happened by a Burger King that was closed. And again, there was a McDonald's that was wide open. And I just want to see the weird shit. Like in Kuwait, when they had the chicken Arabia or whatever the fuck. I just want to see the weird sandwiches. So at the McDonald's, they had an Ebi burger, which is a shrimp burger. They've got a ginger pork burger, I think, and a fucking bacon egg burger. So they actually have an egg on a hamburger, man. Like if like if you get a fucking egg McMuffin, that round egg, they put it on a fucking hamburger. And Mohammed has eaten at McDonald's twice already this trip. He'll just stop and get a fillet of fish. I'm just like, you're killing me with this. And he's like, oh, what? I'm hungry. It's quick. And I'm like, yeah, it's absolutely quick. I don't know why I made him sound like Lawrence of Arabia there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm hungry. It is quick. Shut up. He doesn't talk like that. Perhaps I'll put him on. You guys can hear him this week. Anyway, we start walking. And you know me, man. I want to eat sushi all fucking day. I'll eat it 3 times a goddamn day. And we wind up, we find a noodle place too. I want noodles, I want ramen, I want all of it. And we find a noodle place. We walk in and they're open. And what you do is, it's fascinating. There's a vending machine. So, and I would tell you this, in every window of every fucking restaurant in this town, there are 30 plates of rubber food. Just fucking weird rubber food models in the window. And because you get a look at what they order. And then when you go in, there's a vending machine. You pick the number of the rubber food outside. You get a little ticket and you just hand it to the chef. That's it. You put the money in a vending machine, it spits it out, and then he just cooks it for you, calls your number. The rubber food industry is fucking murdering it in this town, man. I'll tell you, if I came here, I wouldn't know what to open. I know I wouldn't open a noodle house because there's too many, but I think I would open a rubber food place to just challenge the kings of rubber food because, man, some of it looks fucking unappetizing. Some of it looks amazing. I'd order that and eat that instead of the other stuff. But we went into this curry joint, and Japanese curry is so good. I told you I had it in Kuwait for the first fucking time, so I get Japanese curry, and I saw a thing, and dude, I should have taken a picture of the fucking picture because it was a pork cutlet, breaded pork cutlet with curry and rice, and it came with a small bowl of soba noodles with it. So I'm like, well, I'll have a little soup. I want to try some soba noodles. So I fucking order that. I hand them the ticket. They call my name. I go pick it up. Yeah, proportions were way off in the photo that they had on the wall because there's a pork cutlet and it's in a bowl of rice with curry, but dude, the soba noodles were in a bigger bowl than the fucking pork cutlet and the rice. I said forkin'. And the pork cutlet and the rice. It's just a pile of soba noodles with a ton of it was like, it looked like a mop bucket. It was a mop bucket full of soba noodles and broth to go with a pork cutlet and rice. I'm like, fuck, I can't knock this down. Especially now, because by the time we got to the Airbnb, we went out and ate. Dude, we're sitting in the curry shop. It's 12:45 a.m. 12:45 a.m. There's so many 24-hour sushi, 24-hour noodle joints. It's a goddamn dream. Because again, back home, I told you I'm always looking for a place to go late at night. Out here, everything is open late at night. Even fucking McDonald's is open till 1. But man, I ate the pork cutlet. I ate a bunch of rice. I ate some soba noodles, but I couldn't finish it. I ate about a third of what it was on the fucking tray. And then we just walked home. We went and we were all pretty wired and we were talking, but also we were trying to figure out what we were going to do the next day. We weren't sure. We didn't have, because we got plans, but boy, I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell you about those later. How about that? Because this is a lot of overload. I won't do an episode every day to recount everything. Maybe I will. Who knows? But for now, let's call it an episode. Let's do it. Because I just looked at this and holy fuck, we're over an hour. I planned on this being 20 minutes, a thumbnail. But I will go ahead and I will ask you to do this. Here's the thing. I would like you to. So that was our first day in Japan. We landed. That's the flight. We landed here. We got to the Airbnb. Now I will tell you this. I have tons of video. I have tons of pictures. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because I'll be putting them up on YouTube. I'll be trying to link them to Facebook. I'll try to be linking them to Instagram. I'll be doing some stuff for Patreon. I don't want to fucking sully this with plugs because, again, it's Japan, man. Nobody wants plugs in Japan. However, I do have an obligation to tell you about getthebutters.com. They're our good friends. Use the code 40YOB, 40YOB at getthebutters.com. And just this week, by the way, he has a Japanese special. He is putting in it is a bonito sponge. That's a lie, probably. But our friend Jerome in Michigan at getthebutters.com, use the code 40YOB. Please do that. And it makes us happy. I'm not going to give you a fucking speech about being an Uber driver. Nobody gives a fuck this time around. But tomorrow, I'm off to Kyoto. And actually, as I've been talking here, my phone's been going off. And tomorrow, I'm alone because the guys are doing some other stuff. And I'm going to Kyoto to be a listener. So I've got to navigate the bullet train and the fucking subway. Because again, Ahmad's been the dad of the trip. We're all deferring to him. And I just kind of walk. I follow wherever they go. Right now, I will tell you, here in Japan, as I'm recording this, it's 11:30 p.m. So some quick math, that makes it, let me think, 17 hours, and then you add 10, and you carry the fucking 1. I think it's probably like fucking 5 in the morning. Is it 5:30? I don't even know. As I record this in LA. So I'm going to put this up right now. I'm going to knock it out. And hey, man, Mex did a great job on the artwork. Mex did a great job with the music. And I think I'm going to bookend both ends here with the music. Or maybe I'll use the regular closing theme. Who the fuck knows? I got to build this fucking thing. But the point is, I will be back. I'm going to do mini shows. Maybe not tomorrow because I'm going to be Kyoto and I got to ride the train to Kyoto and spend the whole day with Adam, a listener. And then I won't get back here until like 11:30 tomorrow night. And the guys will probably be crashed. So to do a show then will be weird. But we have so much stuff coming up. Ahmad and I still have so much stuff to tell you about. We went to a temple on the first day. We wound up eating sushi in a basement. We went to Shinjuku. I saw a fucking show that I have video of. I have so many things. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to overload you guys and kill you with a 3-hour fucking show. Because I don't know if you guys like those anymore. I do them or I get close and then people, whatever the fuck. I'm not going to bitch about feedback. I'm in fucking Japan. But the point is, I wanted to bring you along on this trip and give you bite-sized pieces of it so you could experience it along with me. It's just the first couple days, like I said, you're getting your bearings and you're going out and you're doing stuff and you come home and I'm like, well, fuck, I should do a mini-sode here. But I will. Going forward, I will. So I'm in Kyoto tomorrow, so there will be I don't think there will be an episode. Maybe. Fuck, maybe I bring my recording shit and I record with Adam. Although we got a bunch of shit we're going to do tomorrow. A ton of stuff. God damn it. But I'm on the bullet train in the morning. Maybe I record on the bullet train. How great would that be if I could do a fucking show on the bullet train? Maybe I'll try it with the phone. Fuck, you don't care. The point is, go to Mike at Mike Schmidt. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can get me at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy and be my friend there. You guys can find me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. Follow me there. And please don't forget that I'm on Instagram and Snapchat at Mike40YOB. Jump in, man. I put stuff on Snapchat that you couldn't get anywhere else. And they've seen some of the stuff from Shinjuku because I didn't post it because of fucking YouTube and all that bullshit. But really, if I can impress upon you anything, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also become a patron at Patreon because there will be exclusive stuff for Patreon people from this trip as well. But yeah, all of this is out there, man. Please come along with me for the ride and for the minisodes that are coming up. Kyoto is going to be different, like I said, but I'm going to be there all fucking day. But then, and again, you don't know with the time difference, it's so weird. But shows will be coming whenever they come. But over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be putting up more and more content and a lot of stuff at Instagram and Snapchat. Again, you can get me at Mike40YOB. A lot of stuff at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. Again, if you want to write me an email, tell me with any feedback, write me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. And then, of course, join the YouTube channel. It's I believe, just put in the 40-year-old boy YouTube channel. You'll find it. Geo did a ton of fucking work building the goddamn thing. And if they're going to strip us of monetization, that would really suck. Because again, I will tell you this. I haven't even taken any of the money out of it. I don't know what we've made so far, $180 or something like that, which doesn't seem like much for a year. But the more people subscribe, the more people that think I'm a hitter, it opens up. Maybe they advertise me. Who the fuck knows? If you guys can do it. Again, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Just like if you go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page, you got the Amazon link there, and it doesn't cost you anything to go to the Amazon link. If you click on the Amazon link, you go ahead and buy stuff. We get money, they get money, you get stuff. It works out perfectly. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You're just backdooring your way in through us, and we get a taste of the gig. Just like I said, Steve Lawrence in a fucking steam bath at the Blues Brothers. It's fantastic. Thank you for thinking of us. Go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com. And go to the Joe Business page and do all that. Also, I should tell you about these guys. Again, I don't want to kill you with plugs, but these are the guys very important to the show. Ryan Dirks is our web guy. Go to Facebook.com/Ryan Dirks and get him there. Giovanni Giorgio Paluzzo is the coolest guy in the world. He does all of that badass stuff for us for the YouTubes, and he's my internet genius, and he's got a lot of plans for me going forward, and hopefully he's going to be the guy who holds my hand and helps me out. So you can get him at Facebook.com/Giovanni Giorgio Paluzzo and check out his podcasts, Pod Gods, and all the Adam Carolla Loveline stuff that he does. And then, of course, he's got a video game podcast that I'll tell you about another time once I get the actual fucking name. He never tells me it, or I don't pay attention. And then please do not forget that David Hernandez does all the amazing artwork and all of the music for this show. You can find him at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez and become his friend there. Or you can visit him at artbydmh.com. That's ARTBYDMH.com. He's got his Guy Cons, he's got his Valscapes, he's got all of these badass things available for sale. And then you can work custom. If you got something you want done, you want a painting, dude, if you want him to paint you as your own sort of gaijin, if you want him to do some sort of Japanese artwork, because again, he gave me this cool-ass Facebook cover where you can see the 40-year-old boy, the 40-year-old gaijin. It's really done well. And then you see the artwork for this fucking show with the flag, and then, of course, the music. He's just a fucking fantastic guy, and he really helps me out in so many ways. So please go to artbydmh.com. That's ARTBYDMH.com, and be on board with him and all of the things that he does going forward. And stick around, man. I mean, I've got videos that you wouldn't believe. I've got pictures of food. I went and ate tonight. I mean, I've been for sushi. We've been all dudes. Follow along on social media. Go to Facebook.com/Mike, the 40-year-old boy. Fuck, I can't even remember my own address. All of the places I gave you earlier. There's no point in fucking rehashing them. But go ahead and follow along. Like I said, there'll be different stuff on Instagram. There might be different stuff on Snapchat. There'll be different stuff on Facebook. And YouTube will be there to corral it all and put the links out. So subscribe on the YouTube channel so Geo can leave me the fuck alone and I can show YouTube that I'm worth monetizing, even though I don't think that I'm worth money half the fucking time. But who cares? It's all about convincing YouTube, not about convincing me. I can hate myself all I want, but I need other people like YouTube and everybody else to step the fuck up and go, no, we love this dude. That's our guy. Let's monetize the fuck out of this clown. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Konichi fucking wa. I'm the guy to get monetized. I'm sitting in a goddamn bedroom in Japan doing a show, and I didn't have to do a fucking show. I could be in a hot spring somewhere, or eating a fucking Ebe burger or whatever. Oh, I didn't even tell you this. Burger King. We walked by fucking Burger King. Dudes, a shrimp cocktail Whopper. Dudes, I gotta choke down a fucking Burger King shrimp cocktail Whopper. I've been there 3 fucking days, and yet still this is my favorite place in the whole fucking world just because of the fact that
There's nothing lonelier than being trapped inside yourself. It's easier to hide when you pretend you're the knight. Women love a guy with a giant neck.
We here, we are playing on a level that most will never see. 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 Never see.